Hello and welcome to Cooking with the Pros. I'm Charles Matheson. In this video series, I cook dishes from today's cooks, chefs, and food innovators. I am using Food and Wine's summer playbook today, and I am going to be making raspberry and mandarin salad with mirin vinaigrette. So it is supposed to look like this when it's all made, when it's all done. So I'm going to make this from start to finish and then let you know how it is. So I usually make the dishes before I show them to you. However, you ever have a recipe if you're like a chef or cook like me, I guess, and you can just taste a couple of ingredients and know that it's going to taste good. This is one of those recipes. Like, I feel it. I'm presencing a very good outcome with this. All right, so let's get cooking. All right, so I'm going to start off with the most messy thing. And the most messy thing is supreming an orange. So when one supremes an orange, one cuts very deep within the orange. So you'll see here that I'm cutting very deep within the skin of the orange. See that? And so what I'm going to do is I want to get just the meat of the orange, because when you make a dish and it has an orange in it, if it's not supremed like the membrane that's on the outside of it, doesn't really taste that good. Kind of makes the quality of the meal go down. So you see here what I'm doing. I'm cutting just in between the fibers. So I'm just getting that beautiful, luscious meat on the inside. So it takes a little time, but it's totally worth it. The way that it just tastes is it's second to none. There's a recipe, one of my favorite recipes that calls for supreming an orange is Moroccan olives with oranges. And the very first time I had that dish, it's at a cafe in a part of Manhattan called Nolita. It stands for North of Little Italy. And they had this recipe, this Moroccan olives with oranges, and it's to this day one of my favorite dishes. And in the dish, the oranges are supremed. And so that's how I learned how to actually supreme, from making that dish so many times. All right, so this is it here. So let me just take out the seeds here. And so you'll see here what's left is just the membrane. And it doesn't really have that much taste. And it just brings down the dish. You don't need to taste the membrane. It's just not, it doesn't really have any flavor. All right, so messy part is done. Now for the other parts. All right, so now it says I need to make the mirin vinaigrette. So I'm going to put this off to the side. And I'm actually going to save this. I'm going to eat that out later. Okay, so it says to whisk together a 1/4 cup of hot water. So I just got some hot water that I was boiling. So I'm going to put this in here, 1/4 cup. There we go. 1/4 cup of hot water. Next, I'm going to add some mirin. So I don't have any mirin. Mirin is like a Japanese vinegar. So I'm going to use red wine vinegar. So I'm going to use 2 teaspoons. So 1, 2, got that beautiful pink color. All right. This doesn't want to close, but I guess I'll get to you later. Next, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of rice vinegar. So 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. Then we got to add 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. And fish sauce is extremely salty. So I'm always hesitant about one. I'm not going to put the full 2 teaspoons because I want to make sure it's not too salty. Then we need to put a teaspoon of honey, 1 teaspoon. So 1, there we go. All right, so now we need to add a Thai chili. It called for 2 Thai chilies, Thai red chilies, but I'm only going to add 1 because I find that some recently with the dishes I've been making from Food and Wine, this is from the June 2004 Summer Playbook. Sometimes it can be a little too spicy, at least for me, which is weird because like I love spice. So you know if it's too spicy, it's really spicy. Okay, whisk together hot water, mirin, fish sauce, vinegar, honey, and chilies in a small bowl. Okay, drizzle in oil. So now I gotta add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So 1, 2. So this is gonna give it that saucy consistency by adding the vinegar, and this is a vinaigrette. So the hot water is going to make it less potent because this is a very very strong vinaigrette. Like I haven't even tasted it, but I know it's going to be very very strong. There's a lot of vinegars in there. Okay, next we got to put together the salad. So I got said stir together raspberries, red cherry tomatoes, and sun gold tomatoes. All right, so I'm only going to be using cherry tomatoes because I could not find anything else. So I'm going to chop these. Chop these in half. What I love about cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes is that they're like they're a fruit actually. I mean, because any tomatoes are technically a fruit because they have seeds, and when you have like a big tomato, it often doesn't come across like a fruit. But when you have your grape tomatoes and your cherry tomatoes, it's like fruit size. So it's great for having dishes, salad dishes like this. Okay, so red cherry tomatoes, raspberries. What I love about summer is that raspberries are so readily available. So I'm putting, this is about a 1/4 cup of raspberries, and I got these on the street for $2. Thank you very much. There's nothing like summer getting raspberries on the street in New York. There's so many fruit vendors here on the street selling fruit. Okay, so, and then it says whisk vinaigrette to reblend. If needed, spoon 1/4 cup of vinaigrette over the raspberry mixture. Toss fruit to coat. All right, so we're gonna add this to our mixture. I tried these raspberries and I am so excited about this. I love sweet and savory. It's like this summer, the this summer is a sweet and savory summer, and that's what the pros say. It's what I've been reading about. So I'm gonna follow their advice. Okay. All right. So next it says, let's stand for 6 minutes. Stand. Okay. Where do we add the orange? I must have missed that. Vinegar to reblend. If needed, spoon 1/4 of vinaigrette over raspberry mixture. Red cherry, uncle tomatoes. Arrange orange rounds and radishes in and around the berry mixture. Okay, so they actually wanted this to. This was supposed to go in here first. So what I'm gonna just do, I'm gonna just move this off to the side, and then I'm gonna put this in the bowl. Oh wow, this looks so pretty. I mean, it really, what a presentation. These colors. Okay, so now I'm gonna move my oranges around. And also the thing with supreming right over the bowl, like I did, is I will get all of the juice, the fresh orange juice from the orange right in the bowl. So I get that delicious orange juice right, everything there in the bowl. So I'm going to add a little more. Okay. And then the final thing is to, well, the penultimate, the next to final thing to do is to add some radishes to the top. And I haven't had this before, but I can definitely get it because this is going to be sweet and quite tart and acidic because you have all of the vinegars and then you have the honey in there. It's going to need something to offset the taste, to balance it out. I love radishes. It's like a balancer. I can't even describe how much it balances it. I use it a lot in tacos and food that's very meaty, like having a lot of meat. All right, so this is. I think I'm missing something. They put a garnish on it. Oh, we gotta put. They said to put some salt on it. All right, so I'll put some salt, some flaky salt. Okay, just put a splash on there. Okay, and looks like they put some basil on there as a garnish, but I'm gonna leave it like this. And here we go. We have our raspberry and mandarin salad with Mirin vinaigrette. So I took out the Mirin, like I said, and used the red wine vinegar. It is a good substitute. I have done that before. So let me take a taste. There we go. It's delicious. I'm going to add a little more salt because I definitely can get The salt is just gonna make it just perfect. And I didn't put on enough salt before. And this is very Asian Thai inspired. And let's see, this took about 15 minutes to make. First time, not bad. So try it out for yourself and enjoy and happy eating. See you next time.